Guardians of Metal. I'm here with Gary Holt of Exodus in Seattle, Washington.
How you doing?
Awesome. First question, basically, is when is the new album coming out? Fans want to know.
I know. You know, right now, you know, I'm writing riffs. Lee's writing riffs, and it's taken longer than some people have expected. But you know, at the same time, you know, the last few albums we've managed to like just keep pumping them out. You know, and so we don't feel like we're under any pressure, any hurry. You know, we just want to like, you know, put it out when we feel it's ready, and put out like the most badass thing anybody's ever heard.
Yeah, there's no point rushing.
No point at this stage. You know, we're taking our time, and we're gonna make sure it's like something that's just gonna.
And there's no rush from the labels.
No, we'll just make sure we're gonna like, you know, peel people's scalps back. You know,
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. You worked with Dave Lombardo, and so you guys did this sort of super group. With
Well,
Ross
we did
Robbins?
2 songs for the soundtrack for the House of Shock documentary that's being done, and so we just went into Ross's studio. We went in with nothing and just started jamming and came up with a couple of like super brutal tracks. You know, it's killer shit. You know.
So you guys looking to do something a little bit more? Maybe put out a full album type of thing?
Who knows? You know, I mean, my plate's kind of full nowadays.
Right.
You know, like between Exodus and subbing in for Jeff, you know, for Slayer for the last couple of years. You know, I don't really have time for a third band. So.
Come on in.
Thank you, sir. Go for it, Kev. Oh, thank you, sir. Got it.
Speaking of Slayer, I guess the offer was that if you wanted to be, you know, they kind of welcome you with open arms as a full-time member. Would you actually consider it?
Not if it meant the end of what I've been doing my whole life. You know, it's like, you know, I could manage both. You know, but
come on through.
You know, I've been filling in for just over 2 years now, and I'm booked all year with them. But you know, I'm doing just keeping the work going with Exodus, and
well, that's
you know,
your
spending my time
job,
writing
right?
riffs. What's that?
And it's your full-time job. Like it's, you know.
I have 2 full-time jobs.
2.
It's like,
sometimes 3.
I have 2 jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so but you know, I've been doing a lot of riff writing on tour and stuff. You know, and on the summer stuff with Slayer, I'm taking a little portable, little digital recording rig with me. You know, so I can continue working on stuff in hotel rooms and shit.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of people are wanting that new Exodus album.
Oh, when they get it,
So,
they're not going to believe what they got. It's going to be the heaviest thing they've ever heard.
So you guys just came off Barge to Hell. How's that?
It was fun. I mean, you know, we were a late addition to it, you know, because I forgot who it was that canceled, but Andy, the promoter of it, you know, we had such a good time on the inaugural 70,000 tons. You know, he called him, asked if we wanted to do it, and yeah, we'll go to the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it wasn't as crowded as 70,000 tons, because I think.
What was the capacity? 2 grand, like 2,000.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, it definitely wasn't sold out. But you know, 70,000 tons has a much more varied lineup. You know.
Yeah, prog metal.
Yeah, power metal.
Yeah.
You know, thrash. So I mean, the first one was like a who's who of Bay Area thrash. You know, we were all on there. It seemed, you know, that made it a lot of fun. You had us, Testament, Death Angel, and Forbidden all on the same boat. And anytime you put Exodus and Death Angel in the same room, it turns into madness. You know, because they're some of the best friends we got in the world. You know, and it always turns into a good time. You know.
Yeah. So I believe you guys played like 2 sets.
Yeah.
So your last set, you guys were in tuxes.
Yeah.
So whose idea was that?
I think I said something about it as a joke when we were going to like the dinner in the nice restaurant and walking past the tuxedo rental, which, you know, that guy probably doesn't get much work on a boat like that, you know.
No.
And said we should wear tuxes, and I was absolutely kidding. And then Tom and Rob and then were like, no, we got to do it. And I was like, really? And I said, okay. Sure, you know, we did it. It was fun.
It was an awesome idea.
Everybody thought it was great fun, you know.
Exactly, especially the last day too, right, or the second last day. You know, go out with some sort of like people are talking about.
Sense of humor, you know. It's like, you know, I remember I read a review of 70,000 Tons of Metal, the first one, and my favorite thing I read was someone said no one on the boat appeared to have more fun than Exodus. You know, so, you know, we go out. You know, the whole idea of doing those is to go out and have a good time and mingle, you know, and like have a lot of friends in bands who are all concerned, oh, we're stuck with the fans, and I have a lot of friends who I met on that boat, you know.
Exactly.
Just,
and you make friends, and it just adds.
Oh yeah,
to
you know, they're not fans, these are my buddies, you know. I remember doing the Slayer Rob Zombie Exodus run and looking out in the crowd and spotting people from the boat, you know, like, what's up, you know, and like dudes that we like ate dinner with and drank with for, you know, 5 days or whatever, and it's a lot of fun. And we're never a band that has an problem with that, you know. There's a lot of guys who probably would absolutely be cold to the idea, you know.
So do you still connect with those fans like through Facebook or Twitter?
I'm not on Facebook, but my wife does, you know. She's on Facebook, and like, you know, I got some coming to some upcoming shows that, you know, I told her to tell them I'll hook them up with guest spots and stuff, and we can hang out and stuff.
I wanted to ask you about touring, and for a lot of bands it's kind of hard because they're not, you know, they're sort of breaking even. And you've been in the industry for so long. Do you see differences from like way back then to now? Like, have things kind of changed?
Well, we know how to make money better at it now.
There's a formula to it.
Well, you know, we used to spend a lot more to go on tour. You know, it's like bigger road crew, hotels every night, and all that shit. You know, and have a bus that you're barely on because you know, get on it and travel to the next hotel, and you know, we do all right, you know, because we know where to, like, you know, cut back on expenditures now, you know. It's like, you know, whereas
you're a little bit smarter, I guess.
Yeah, you're younger, you just squander, you know, you squander and burn through the money. It's definitely harder for younger bands, you know, because, you know, they get paid X amount of dollars and they're super dependent on their merch, you know, and but, you know, they have youth on their side, so that's always a good thing.
They can party a little bit longer.
We're old as shit, you know.
You're in bed by 11.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 12:30.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I wanted to give you something, or just have you take a look at this. A buddy of mine, he was collecting rock cards.
Ah, the old Brockham rock cards. Yeah.
Awesome. So on the back, on your sort of profile.
That's Robbie. Yeah.
You're blowing up G.I. Joes and stuffed animals. Are you still doing that?
If you give me some fucking M80s, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Robbie on the back. See, I'm used to be a big sports card collector.
Yeah.
And this, in the world of sports cars, would be called an uncorrected error. Now, if, say you had a Barry Bonds card that had Ken Griffey Jr.'s picture on the back, it'd been worth a fucking shitload.
Exactly.
These maybe it's worth 2 cents instead of 1.
Well, I could probably get 5 cents for it. So.
Yeah, okay, you know, 5 cents instead of 1, but you know, it's not the same as if you had a Shaquille O'Neal card that had Alonzo Mourning's picture by mistake on the back. You know. Yeah. It's pretty funny though. Yeah, I blew up a ton of like old toys that I wish I still had because they're worth a fortune now. Yeah. Like my Evil Knievel dolls, you know.
Yeah, with the bike.
Yeah, with the bike. I still have one of the dolls, but I grew up next to a park with a big hill in it, and you know, the shit sits in a box for years, and then, you know, in my stony years, I'm like, you got M80s? Dude, well, I'll be right back. And I'd go dig out this shit and like strap the M80 to his back and crank his motorcycle up and let him go, light it. But boom, there went fucking like, you know, $500 just blown to bits, you know.
Yeah. Like, people are making a fortune off the old vintage toys, the old Steve Austin dolls.
You know, I blew up all of those old G.I. Joes that I had, and they're all worth shitloads, you know.
How is the tour going so far?
It's been awesome.
Yeah, so you guys played Vancouver last night, you're in Seattle tonight. Well, last night was sold out.
Yeah.
So how did you feel the crowd was reacting? And
killer, you know, good and violent, you know, the way I like it.
Yeah,
so,
good old thrash.
The whole tour has been like doing extremely well, and we're barely started, so you know, it's a really good time.
Cool. All right, I think that's it.
Here's your card.
Thank you very much. All right, man.
Hey,
thanks a lot.
Don't put it in there. Jackson put his laminate there the first day, and it went down there, and they had to disassemble the whole thing to get it out.
Oh, jeez. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Okay.